VOCODINE, yeah.
FL Studio is a little bit convoluted when it comes to routing things. There might be a better way, but first, let's check our audio settings. You need an ASIO device, preferably a nice audio interface. As for the buffer size, somewhere in between 128 and 512 samples works best. 128 is what I usually go for, so I'm going to choose that. Anything will work, but the consonant detection will be more detailed. Sample rate, it's important that it's between 44 or 48 kilohertz. If it's not, don't email me just yet. Just kidding, anytime. The next thing we need is a MIDI track for the best results. You can use it in auto mode, but I strongly recommend making a MIDI track that you control it with. Make sure you select a port and remember this number here. I'm going to go with 0. This is going to be the same one that we use as an input port on VOCODINE. Now let's go into our effects, VST3, and find VOCODINE down here. Beautiful. Drag it into the first effect slot, and that magnificent terminal appears. Now, make note that we're on insert track number 1. We're going to go into the settings of VOCODINE and select the same input port as we did on the MIDI track. All right, so now the computer ordinator device has a MIDI input to generate notes, but we need a microphone input too. So let's check out the mixer, and on the same insert track, select your microphone input. Mine is on input 1 in this case. Now if you have it set up right, you should be able to play and sing and get some output from the VOCODINE. I didn't record the audio here, but what I'm noticing is that the vibrato, the mod wheel, is not reacting. This can happen sometimes in FL Studio, and it's pretty essential for the best sound. So we're going to go in here, and under VOCODINE, we're going to find MIDI CC1, which is the mod wheel. And just to verify, we can open up this debugging log. And when I'm turning the mod wheel, it says not handled. FL Studio is using it for something else. It's not assigned properly. I don't know why. Right-click MIDI CC1, click Link to Controller, and just nudge the mod wheel. That was pretty quick, but that's what I did. I just nudged it. And now you can see the head is kind of bobbing around. That means the vibrato is going through. Now I want to record myself live in this arrangement view here. So I'm going to switch over to song mode, right-click the insert track, and hit Assign to New Audio Track. And before I start recording, I want to triple check that this MIDI track is selected. Otherwise, I'm going to trigger a bunch of other things. Let me know in the comments if you got a solution for locking the MIDI input on that track. Just going to throw in a beat I made to record over. And by doing that, you can see that the active track has changed. So you need to be mindful of that. I'm going to switch over to all and find my MIDI track again and make it active. And one way you can check that the VOCODINE is getting MIDI input is you can pull up the gain here and you should get the pure synth signal. Now be ready for when you record to hit everything. And that's going to record both the audio and the MIDI.
Yeah, VOCODINE, baby. It's got to be my lucky day. Wow.
Nice, we got it running. Maybe you might want to save a template of this so you don't have to do it every time.
Yeah, VOCODINE.
Take the opportunity with this test recording to just go through some characters, modify the sound to how you want it before you have another go at making your world hit.
It's got to be my lucky day. Wow.
Good luck. Remember to tag me so I can repost if you make any bangers.